Hi, it's Dr. Circus, and I'm going to talk about customer service via technology, an interesting topic. So, technology, as I'm sure you're aware, is just completely unavoidable. It's essential that you stay current. Now, that doesn't mean that you need to become a programmer or that you need to become a real techie, but you need to know what are the pervasive means of using technology in business and in customer service. Um, right now, we talk a lot about AI, artificial intelligence, but it's helpful if you can be proactive and think about what's next, what comes after that. Of course, e-commerce is pervasive. Virtually any company is going to have some form of web presence. Um, even in places where they have a brick and mortar store, many of those have tablets where you walk in, you start to order using the tablet. I know that even at doctor's offices, or if you're, my husband sometimes has blood drawn and we go to LabCorp, and even there he signs in using a tablet. It's done through technology, done with technology. Um, More and more restaurants will have you order that way, whether you're seated or whether you're walking in and ordering using their kiosk in some way, and then sitting down. Technology is indeed replacing employees, and it's important for you to think, will your job still be relevant, and what do you need to do to adapt? I think about that even as a faculty member. Artificial intelligence, who knows where it will take us? I don't doubt that at some point teachers may not be a viable career for people teaching, because AI and technology might very well replace human teachers. Let's talk a little bit about call centers. So call centers are still at the heart of customer service. With call centers, people usually dial a number, they get put into an automated system that routes the calls. If you remember, you had an assignment where you were supposed to come up with some common scenarios. This was for the customer service model assignment. And for this, you came up with customer service scenarios, customer service grievances or complaints that you expected would be common for the business that you were creating the model for. So very often these automated systems route calls in a way that they can resolve those common issues. The problem arises, however, if you have a problem that can't be resolved, that one that is unusual, much like the issue that Mr. Golden had when he was interacting with Dell. If you recall, he was making a return when the credit card that he had used to purchase the computer was no longer a valid credit card. And that sort of flummoxed the entire system. But that is what companies try to do. They try to create these automated systems that will handle and hopefully offload a good number of customer inquiries, customer complaints, customer calls, so that the call center personnel, the actual human beings who are taking calls, are only handling issues that can't quickly be resolved through technology. Now, the people who you reach when you call a customer service person and you get a live person on the phone, they need to be well trained. And so they're trained in how to be polite, what's expected, being patient, being a good listener, pausing so that the customer can speak, not interrupting. That's probably one of my biggest pet peeves, is calling a customer service person, getting that human being on the phone, and finding that they will not let me speak, or every time that I do speak, they kind of talk over me. So pausing, asking people if you've heard them correctly is really essential. Also, it's important to make sure that your voice, the volume control, having the microphone close enough to your mouth. I'm sure that you've probably experienced a situation where you were speaking to somebody in customer service and you could barely hear them. They needed to adjust their mouthpiece. When putting people on hold, of course, it's essential to ask people, is it okay if I put you on hold? Or maybe to give them an idea of how long they'll be on hold. So would you please hold for 2 to 3 minutes while I get you an answer or something like that. You've again probably had had an instance where a customer service person put you on to hold, and you had to wonder if they had just disappeared, if the call was dropped, if they were ever coming back. So there's a lot to think about when it comes to phone rep behavior and handling customer calls. Customer relationship management software, or CRM. This collects data about customers, and it's used both to process sales but also to increase sales. And it increases sales in ways that sometimes seem very sneaky. It personalizes your experience, like I said, to the point where it can seem quite spooky. So CRM software gathers information about you. If you go to the supermarket and you have an affinity card, that's one of those cards that you swipe and sometimes it gives you a discount, so you're going to want to use it. It's taking in information about everything that you buy. And so it recognizes maybe your gender based upon some of the things that you buy. It might get an idea about your age. It knows your zip code, so it knows where you live, because when you signed up for that card, it collected some information about you. Might have, based on that, it might know something about your income. It can make a lot of assumptions about you. Customer relationship management software knows what you like and what you don't like. It knows whether you have a dog. In one very, very famous case, customer relationship management software was able to predict that a teenager was pregnant and sent her coupons for baby items at Target. And when she started to receive those coupons, her father saw that she was receiving coupons and was quite upset and complained about it, only to find out that his daughter was pregnant and she had not yet revealed that. Customer relationship management software knows a lot about you. If you get junk mail, I can assure you that your junk mail is probably very different from mine, because I'm probably quite a bit older than you are. And I have different preferences. So whereas I receive catalogs for products like orthopedic shoes and things for people with disabilities, you might be receiving catalogs for products that are targeted towards younger people. That's because customer relationship management software knows an awful lot about us, and that's only going to increase, and they're only going to know more and more. And I'm sure that you're also already aware that when you click on things on the internet, when you search for things on the internet, that data is being collected and used to sell goods to you. So customer relationship management software is important to businesses. In some ways, it can be beneficial. I know that very often I see ads for things that I want and things that I'm delighted to read about and say, oh, look at that. That will solve a problem for me. And it only knows that I might want that product because the customer relationship management software knows exactly who I am. When it comes to websites and building websites, there are examples out there. If you Google bad websites or bad website design, you're going to see some pretty crazy things. But we all know that for a website to be good, it needs to be easy to navigate. You want to be able to find what you're looking for. If you're, say, an e-commerce website, you want it to be one where you can check out easily or complete whatever tasks you need to do. They do collect data, by the way. These websites, they're able to collect data to determine how the users interact with the website. So data can be collected that can show if you loaded things into your cart and then abandoned the shopping cart. Sometimes when you do that, by the way, you might get a message from the company saying, hey, we saw that you put this item into your shopping cart and then you left without buying it. Sometimes they'll even offer you a discount if you'll come back and finish the purchase. But it also helps companies to know more about at what point do people enter websites, at what point do they leave them, and how long do they dwell on each page. This is all essential information, again, that they can use to increase sales, to get a better understanding of consumer behavior. When it comes to social media, of course, social media can be both good and bad. On one hand, social media can be fabulous and can be very inexpensive for marketing items. So a company can create YouTube videos, TikToks, whatever, and hopefully get that word out to lots of people without spending a ton of money. Back years ago, if a company wanted to advertise its services or its products, it would need to put ads out, and they could put ads in a phone book. If you don't know what a phone book is, you'll have to look that up, but a telephone book, and telephone book ads were very expensive. They could put ads on television. They could put ads into print ads in newspapers and the like. Of course, many companies do pay for ad placement on the internet, but there are ways to get information and place ads without having to spend a lot of money, so that can be quite good. Some ads can be viral, and that can boost sales tremendously. But there's also the other side of social media, which is that an unhappy customer used to be able to just tell their inner circle of friends, their relatives, oh, I ate at this restaurant and the food was bad, or I had this bad experience with this company or something. And now, when customers have a bad experience, they have this amazing platform where they can let lots of people, they can let the whole world know what they think of the company. And some companies have been made on great experiences that customers have had, and there have been companies that have been driven out of business by unfortunate experiences of customers. So that's my presentation, and I hope that you enjoy this module. You take care now.